I'm joined now. I have another guest who's coming to join me now. This is Hasim "The Rock" Rahman. Hasim, former two-time heavyweight boxing champion. Thank you so much for being here with us. What did Muhammad Ali mean to you?
Everything. He was the epitome of boxing. He was the epitome of a fighter. So no matter what your chosen occupation was, judging by his standards, go get it. If you want it, go get it. Olympic gold medalist, three-time heavyweight champion. Gave up the prime years of his career and then came back and won it. Well, defeated all odds and was a champion in and outside the ring. A man of principle.
And Hasim, let's just talk about his boxing record to begin with. What did you think of his style as a boxer, this floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee?
Well, I mean, I thought it was amazing. I always thought that it was like he fought a little man style. Like, I'm a heavyweight also, and I cannot stand that style. That's like, it almost like demoralizes you. You having to fight somebody like that, moving and so fast. I'm used to like a big heavyweight, like we just want to land one shot and be done. But Ali wanted to just beat you with, frustrate you, get you tired, take you to the deep waters and drown you. I mean, he was just like a thinking man's fighter.
And what to you is his greatest fight?
Well, I think George Foreman.
The Rumble in the Jungle?
Yeah, George Foreman. It had to be because nobody gave him a chance. In fact, people thought he was going to get like murdered. They thought he was going to just, would never be the same coming out of that fight. No chance of winning. And he, defied all odds, not only winning, but stopping big George Foreman, who was like almost invincible at the time. So, me personally, I think it was big George Foreman.
And, you're a boxer, you're a champion boxer, you have an insight that none of us can really have. I mean, what do you think it was like for him being in the ring with George Foreman? What sort of mental grit and fortitude did it take to win that fight?
Extreme intestinal fortitude he had to have because no matter what he thought, and I'm sure he thought he was going to beat him, and I'm sure he thought if he employed his game plan, he would get him. But even though you still had to take them punches from Big George, so he still had to go through a tremendous amount of pressure and pain to come out on top. But he did it.
Did you find him inspiring also outside of the ring?
At first, outside the ring, he was inspiring. Just the way, at that time, the way he just talked and said what was on his mind. It was inspiring, It was definitely motivating and let me know that I can say what I want to say. Like Muhammad Ali was the it. He was the man.
As a black man yourself, as a boxer, what do you see Muhammad Ali's legacy being?
Well, in my opinion, it's flawless. Even though he has losses on his record, to me, the L's on his record, they lessons. They wasn't losses. I don't see him ever losing. I don't believe he has any losses on the record. In my opinion, and his legacy, as far as I'm concerned, flawless.
What's your favorite memory of Muhammad Ali?
Well, I mean, the way he just, said whatever he wanted to say. The way he talked. He talked like no other. I mean, it was like he was a poet. Everything he said, it just make you wanna repeat it. Like, wow. How did he deliver it like that? I mean, so he was like poetry in motion.
And when you see the reaction there's been from around the world to his death, the people who've come here to Louisville to celebrate and to say goodbye to him, how does that make you feel as a boxer and as an American?
I mean, well, it makes me feel, honored, humbled, because I believe that it's justified. It's deserved. He laid his life on the line, and I mean, boxing is a dangerous sport. He laid his life on the line time after time to give all us these great memories, So, I mean, he was a fighter. Like, he was the essence of a fighter. He was a fighter inside and outside the ring. When you got somebody like that, you can just look up to. Like, this man had principles, and he stood by them and gave up everything to stand by them. So, I mean, that's a fighter.
Certainly is. Hasim the Rock Rahman, yourself, heavyweight champion. Thank you so much for joining us here on BBC News. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed. So many memories of Muhammad Ali, and there a memory from a heavyweight boxing champion who can give us an insight into what it's like to be there in the ring. So interesting there that Hasim Rahman was saying that Muhammad Ali's epochal fight was that rumble in the jungle against George Foreman back in 1974, the fight that everybody thought that Ali would lose, and the fight that against all of the odds he won with his famous rope-a-dope strategy when he somehow managed to come through. So you're with us here on BBC News as Muhammad Ali is making his final journey. His car is going through the streets of Louisville, and he will be buried in a private ceremony, and there will be a memorial service this afternoon. We'll have full coverage here on BBC News.